Was this Calvin Klein's mistake? Jungkook of BTS attended the Calvin Klein collection Spring 2026 show in an oversized outfit. Was it intentional or a major fashion slip-up? ARMY is in chaos as cameras capture every detail. Like, comment, and subscribe, because you won't believe what actually happened at the Calvin Klein Collection Spring 2026 show in New York. New York was buzzing under the bright midday sun, not because of a parade or a protest, but because of one name that could stop traffic and gather thousands: Jungkook. That afternoon, the clear blue sky felt like the perfect backdrop for what was about to happen. The streets, usually packed with taxis and tourists, had transformed into a sea of fans screaming, holding their phones high, desperate to capture a moment that would be remembered for years. And then it happened. A sleek black SUV pulled up in front of the Calvin Klein Collection Spring 2026 venue. The midday light hit its glossy surface as everyone fell silent for a split second. The car door opened, and cameras began to flash in a frenzy. Jungkook of BTS, Calvin Klein's global brand ambassador, stepped out, and the sun seemed to follow him. His presence was magnetic, but something immediately grabbed everyone's attention and sent shockwaves through social media. His outfit. The oversized gray suit looked almost too big, hanging loosely on Jungkook's athletic frame. The shirt sleeves draped so far they nearly covered his hands, and the wide trousers fell long enough to brush his shoes. ARMY, who usually praises every single one of Jungkook's looks, suddenly began debating online. Is this Calvin Klein's concept this season? Why does the outfit look 2 sizes too big? Was this a stylist mistake? Within minutes, Jungkook Calvin Klein was trending worldwide. Inside the sunlit venue, the atmosphere was no less electric. Jungkook sat in the front row among fashion editors and industry icons, bathed in natural daylight streaming through the windows. Camera flashes continued to follow him. He smiled politely, occasionally laughing softly with the person next to him, but his hands, hidden slightly under the long sleeves, were visibly clasped together, almost as if he was quietly aware of the online storm already brewing. Backstage sources revealed that Jungkook's outfit was part of Calvin Klein's new collection, themed loose future, bold silhouettes, relaxed cuts, and a laid-back aesthetic meant to challenge the old-fashioned norms. Yet, for many fans, seeing Jungkook in something so dramatically oversized in broad daylight was shocking. Jungkook usually wears outfits that highlight his sharp physique. Today, under the bright New York sun, he looks like he's swimming in the fabric, wrote a popular fashion blogger. But others saw something deeper. Some ARMY began speculating that the oversized look was intentional, a message. They believe Calvin Klein and Jungkook are showing a freer, more mature side of him, one that doesn't care about fitting into anyone's expectations. Look at how he walks, tweeted one fan. Even with that oversized suit, he looks so confident. Maybe he's saying, I don't fit into fashion, fashion fits me. Outside the venue, the crowd was in a frenzy. Fans screamed every time Jungkook's face appeared on the big outdoor screen. And when he finally exited after the show, sunlight hitting his hair just right, every camera turned his way again. This time, Jungkook seemed completely at ease. Some videos even captured him smiling widely, as if he knew his look had become the center of global attention. Fashion commentators are now calling this one of the boldest PR moves of the season. With just one controversial outfit, Jungkook turned the entire world's attention to Calvin Klein. Major fashion media outlets ran with headlines like, Jungkook stole the show, and the conversation at Calvin Klein, Spring 2026. Oversized, overhyped, or overly brilliant, Jungkook's outfit dominates NY Fashion Week. Even a top fashion editor praised him, saying, not everyone can make oversized tailoring look elegant in daylight, but Jungkook does it effortlessly. Online debates continued well into the afternoon, with some ARMY defending the look as trend-setting, while others demanded Calvin Klein clarify whether this was part of the plan. One thing is certain, under the bright New York sky, Jungkook once again proved his influence. With just one oversized outfit, he shifted the entire global conversation. And now the biggest question remains, will we see more of Jungkook's oversized era in future Calvin Klein collections? Or will Calvin Klein address the speculation and reveal the reason behind this bold fashion choice? For now, one thing is undeniable. That afternoon, in the middle of New York Fashion Week, Jungkook didn't just attend the show, he became the show. What happened after the cameras stopped flashing only widened the mystery. Within minutes of Jungkook's sunlit entrance, Fan edits began to appear. Slow-mo loops of his walk, freeze frames of his hands tucked under those long sleeves. GIFs comparing this oversized silhouette to past looks that hugged his frame. Memes surfaced that framed the outfit as everything, from a daring fashion statement to a deliberate act of rebellion. The internet did what it does best. It turned a single look into 1,000 possible meanings. Insiders whispered to competing stories. One version painted a chaotic backstage scene, a last-minute tailoring error, a misplaced sample meant for the runway, a rushed handoff that left Jungkook with a garment 2 sizes too big. It happens, a source allegedly told an anonymous fashion forum. Designers scramble, sizes shift, and in the blitz of Fashion Week, even the biggest names can slip. If true, it would be an embarrassing human moment for a brand accustomed to precision. The other version was colder, more strategic. PR veterans and trend watchers argued that Calvin Klein, a brand that has mastered how to turn controversy into currency, might have orchestrated the entire moment. In that telling, the mistake was a masterstroke, a deliberately oversized look to provoke debate, to place Jungkook at the center of a cultural conversation about comfort, identity, and the slow rebellion against body-conforming menswear. Make people talk, let the talk become content, mused one commentator. That's the new runway. Meanwhile, fans read the outfit as language. For some, the large, enveloping fabric read like armor, a visual metaphor for a star who must hide from invasive attention yet remains unbroken. For others, it read like liberation. Jungkook refusing to be defined by narrow aesthetics, choosing instead to wear freedom itself. Social posts equated the look with phrases like soft, power, gentle, resistance, and unbothered. Celebrity, poetic threads wove together memories of quieter Jungkook moments, late-night live streams, candid smiles, and framed tonight's oversized suit as the next stanza in a continuing narrative. Fashion editors, never shy of drama, split down the middle. One late afternoon column praised the silhouette's quiet audacity, the oversized cut, the way the fabric folded like a question mark around his posture, the paradox of power in something intentionally loose. Another asked if the move risked erasing the carefully cultivated image of a young artist who has always balanced vulnerability with control. The commentary itself became part of the spectacle. Pundits quoting fans, fans quoting pundits, and the story looping back onto itself until no one could remember who had started the conversation. On the street, vendors near the venue reported an immediate spike in Calvin Klein searches and sold-out pieces from the brand's minimalist capsule. Stock images of the oversized suit spread across fashion blogs and resale platforms within hours. If the aim was visibility, the brand had already won the day. Every mention, every screenshot, every heated debate amplified the label's presence in a way even a conventional runway could not. Then came the small clues that kept conspiracy theorists awake. A short video clip, uploaded without context, showed a shadowed figure in a backstage corridor carrying what looked like a tailored fitting box. The clip was grainy, a half-second of motion, but fans dissected it frame by frame, treating it like forensic evidence. Was it proof of a mix-up, or merely a red herring dropped by someone who knew how to feed an audience hungry for secrets? Calvin Klein, predictably, issued a brief statement the next day, polished, careful, and conspicuously vague. They called the event a celebration of new silhouettes and praised Jungkook for embodying the collection's spirit. The phrasing did little to calm the storm. Instead, it stoked new speculation about intent. Jungkook's own social channels remained quiet for the first 24 hours, an absence that fans interpreted as either a gracious silence or a calculated pause before the next move. The final, most human moment arrived in footage captured by a fan who had stayed near the exit. The clip shows Jungkook pausing for no more than 2 seconds to face the crowd. He lifts a hand in a small, measured wave,